Welcome to this segment taken from our Jrevolution Neo-Genesis program.
Worship. In the first session of Jrevolution Neo-Genesis, we discussed and explained the makeup of the human being. One key part of our makeup is that we are created by God to worship Him, and to worship Him only. However, after separation from God through sin, human beings started expressing their need to worship in different ways, and to different things, objects, or personal idols. You may feel that because you don't worship any objects or idols, and may not be very religious, that worship doesn't apply to you. But just because you may not be worshipping an image or an idol, or some foreign god, that doesn't mean that you don't have idols in your life, or that you are not worshipping anything. The heart of man needs to worship, and if it's not God, your heart will automatically worship something else. It could be a job, or money, financial security, material things, a relationship with a person that you obsess over and to put all your energy into. It's pretty easy to ascertain what your heart worships. Just look at what you think about, obsess over, and spend most of your time on. Is it your career that you give the most attention to in your life? Over your family, friends, hobbies, etc.? Is your romantic relationship where you put all your energy into, obsess over, and which dictates your moods or how you're feeling? Is it being popular, liked and respected by those around you? Are you always obsessing about what people think about you, say about you, and how they view you? Is it having beautiful, valuable things, a beautiful home, a fancy car, or the latest gadgets? When you accepted Jesus Christ into your life, you confessed to Him as your Lord and Savior. Therefore, your heart should only worship God and no other. Now that you are born again and in relationship with God, your worship needs to be expressed to God through Christ. Worship needs to be something you practice daily to God. It's not just about singing songs of worship, although that is an important aspect of it, and it's important to include this in your 555, especially as your time with God naturally starts to develop and grow. But it's about deciding that God is the most important priority in your life above everything else, and purposely and actively practicing putting Him first, spending time with Him and obeying Him. So you may ask yourself, what happens if I don't worship God or put Him first, but continue to live and give priority to all things that I used to in the past? Not living your life and prioritizing it in the right way will have serious consequences and impact on every aspect of your life. The Bible teaches us that we should put God first, and everything else we need will be added to us. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 reads as follows: "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." Just like we have physical universal laws like the law of gravity, there are spiritual laws. For example, you reap what you sow is a spiritual law, and as much as you may or may not like it, it applies to your life. In the same way, when you don't put God first in your life, it will always be unbalanced, and you will spend more and more time trying to get things to work in your own strength. This is a spiritual law. When you put God first in your life, then the rest will start falling into place. But when you put something else or something else first, it will start to slowly fall apart, and you will spend more and more time trying to get it working, and less time with God as it consumes more, and eventually all your time and energy. I have had countless people tell me they are too busy to spend time with God because of work, financial issues, and family demands, and many other reasons. The truth is, they will spend more and more time getting burnt out, stressed out, and exhausted trying to make it all work perfectly, and it will probably never get much better. The only solution is to put God first. No matter how impossible it may seem at first, then the rest will start falling into place. Putting God first is the key way we worship Him. Corporate worship, for example, in a church or small group setting is also an important form of worship that should be expressed in your life once you have received Christ. To conclude, worship should be part of your quiet time with God every day. God should be your highest priority, and you should be participating in corporate worship regularly too. Obedience to God is also a form of worship, and in fact one of the highest forms of worship. By putting this into practice, you will effectively fulfill God's designed purpose to worship, which will permeate into all areas of your life in the form of many blessings.
Thanks for listening to this segment from our Jrevolution program. During times of darkness, struggle, and soul sickness, we can often question the meaning of life. To understand the true meaning of life, you first need to understand how you are made as a human being, as well as key spiritual foundations and principles you need to apply to your life. Find truth, peace, and fulfillment, and experience true transformation with the Jrevolution program. You can access our full program online or sign up to an upcoming face-to-face or webinar on www.jrevolution.net/program. Our program is totally free for anyone, anywhere to complete.